center fielder leads off, followed by the right fielder Dave Martinez. The left fielder Greg Vaughn will bat third. Jose Canseco, who's hit 41 home runs in his career against the Red Sox, is the DH and cleanup hitter. Fred McGriff at first base. Vinny Castilla, the newcomer, at third. John Flaherty is the catcher, hitting seventh. The shortstop is Kevin Stocker. And batting ninth, the second baseman Miguel Cairo against Pedro Martinez.
Perfect 5-0 for Pedro. The ERA of 1.27. That's number one in the league. He also number one in strikeouts with 53 ahead of Chuck Finley, and opponents only hit 173 against Martinez. That's also the best in the league. 2-1 in his career against Tampa Bay. His last start, he lost against the Devil Rays, but he did strike out 14 in that ballgame.
Moments ago, Pedro made his way in from the bullpen. We were wondering what the crowd response might be, and as you can see, some of the fans on their feet, but really, Jerry, it seemed to me to be about exactly the same kind of ovation that Pedro usually receives when he walks in from the bullpen. Didn't seem like the fans were trying to send any extra statement of support after what happened last weekend.
They're just happy to have tickets on the day that he pitches here at Fenway.
And some speculation about if he would try to send a message early to these Devil Ray hitters. He throws one away to Gerald Williams, and the first pitch is lined to the left. Base hit for Gerald Williams, who went up there hitting .281. The defense behind Martinez today. The Red Sox are tied for third in the American League in team fielding. They have Troy O'Leary in left, Carl Everett in center, and Trot Nixon in right. Manny Alexander at third. Andy Sheets at short, a little hamstring tightness for Nomar Garcia-Parra. We'll talk about that in a moment. Jose Offerman at second. Brian Daubach at first. Jason Varitek behind the plate. Mike Stanley will be the Red Sox DH today. And here's the veteran Dave Martinez with Williams, a good runner aboard at first. Ball one low. Martinez hitting .278, a homer and 12 runs batted in. Three stolen bases for Gerald Williams, and he's been thrown out 3 times. Martinez turned to zip the bunt and looked at ball 2. Mike Fichter is the home plate umpire. Dale Scott umpires at first base today with Tim Welke at second and Gary Cedarstrom at third. Fichter, a newcomer at the major league level. He was not in the American or National League as an umpire last year. Martinez might have chased ball 3 out of the strike zone. That's Dave Martinez, no relation to Pedro. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Pedro going with the changeup on the hitter's count. 2 balls, no strikes.
Dave Martinez slumping, 1 for his last 15. Not the pitcher you want to see out there when you're trying to come out of a slump. Williams runs, and Dave Martinez slashed one foul to the left.
Well, you would think that the Devil Rays would try to do that stuff. You know, when you get facing a guy like Martinez, you're not likely to get big innings, get a bunch of hits piled together in an inning. So any chance you get, try to steal, play some hit and run, try to create some kind of offense.
Time requested by Dave Martinez, granted by Fichter. 62 degrees at game time. Expected to be much warmer here tomorrow and much warmer today in the interior of New England, but here along the coast there's a little bit of a sea breeze helping to keep it cooler. Outside, the full count, and it seems highly likely now that Gerald Williams will be running with the pitch. There's Larry Rothschild, the only manager Tampa Bay has had in its history. The D-Rays now in their 3rd season. Rothschild's background as a pitching coach. Right now, the pitching is the big problem for his team. They have the worst staff ERA in the American League. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Gerald Williams was not running a hard bluff, but he didn't take off. Maybe It's because Larry Rothschild anticipated the possibility of what we just saw, the strikeout.
And again, it's the changeup for Pedro to pick up his first strikeout. So every time Dave Martinez figured he might get a fastball on that at bat, he did not. He got the changeup.
1 out, a runner at first, no score. Just underway in the first, and the batter is Greg Vaughn, the left fielder in his first year with Tampa Bay. And off to a fine start with the Devil Rays, hitting .316. Breaking ball for a strike. 9 homers for Vaughn and 23 runs batted in. He's tied for 7th in the American League in home runs. He's a hot hitter. 6 hits over the last 2 games, including 2 last night in the Red Sox 5-3 win. Slashing swing and a miss for strike 2.
2 off-speed pitches. The curveball will start Vaughn off, and the changeup for strike 2. And a lot of breaking balls in the changeup since that base hit from Williams on the very first pitch, which was a fastball.
Veritek set up outside. Low throw to first. Handled on a hop by Daubach. You mentioned 6 hits in the last 2 games for Vaughn. You can go back 7 games to find the beginning of the hot streak. 424 over the last 7. Signed with the Devil Rays in the offseason as a free agent. 10-year veteran, swing and a miss at the high hard one. So back to the fastball for Pedro for his 2nd strikeout of the inning.
Well, you may see that quite a bit today, especially against the power hitters on the Devil Rays. Once you get ahead in the count, Pedro will climb the ladder. There's the high fastball up about letter high, and you can see that uppercut swing underneath the baseball. You may see that same approach against a number of these power hitters for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
So 2 outs. Gerald Williams still at first base, and the batter is Jose Canseco. He hit a mammoth home run last night off Ramon Martinez, his 5th of the year. Pedro starts him with ball 1 inside. You were here last night to see this one in person.
This was a beauty. That was a line drive headed toward the Mass Pike, and then still going up, I think, when it went by the Pike.
Canseco sat out the 3 games prior to last night. Breaking ball for a strike. Jose missed those 3 games against Texas with stiffness in his right calf. Like most hitters, he hasn't had much success against Pedro. 3 for 17, 1 home run. Here's another batter who stands right on top of the plate and wears all that protection as well. 1-2.
It's a high fastball again we were talking about. This energizes the crowd, doesn't it? Power hitter, power pitcher.
Pedro Martinez in his first inning since all of the uproar on Sunday, with a chance to strike out the side after the leadoff hit. The 1-2 pitch popped up right back here. Jerry Remy under it. Can't make a play. It's a little short.
So am I. Two ways to go for Pedro here. The high fastball, which he just tried to throw by him, or the curveball. He'll probably go with the changeup.
Yep. He usually throws what you least expect. Breaking ball, strike 3. Well, it doesn't seem like that stuff on Sunday is going to have much of an impact on Pedro. He strikes out the side in the first. After a half inning, no score. You're watching the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
Nowadays, it isn't always easy to get answers to your questions when you need parts or service for power tools. At Viking Lumber, you can talk to the person who will be doing the work face to face and get answers right on the spot.
Let Viking treat you right with Anderson Windows. Anderson Windows increase the value of your home and cut energy costs. You can't do better than Anderson.
We'll treat you right on the spot. Viking Lumber in Belfast, Lincolnville, Vinyl Haven, and Warren. Call us old-fashioned. We'll say thanks.
In New England, we know you work hard and play even harder.
My days are pretty full. With my schedule, I need my Explorer.
A rugged 4x4 V6 automatic power, everything loaded, just $2.99 a month.
I don't have time to worry about a vehicle. That's why I depend on it.
The #1 selling sport utility in America, just $2.99 a month.
I'm in control.
Your Ford Outfitters, outfitting you with the best SUVs anywhere. Only at your New England Ford dealer.
No score after a half inning. Pedro Martinez struck out the side in the top of the first. Here's the Red Sox lineup for the bottom of the first. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Jose Offman, the second baseman, will lead off. Trot Nixon, the right fielder, is batting second. Brian Daubach at first base. Carl Everett, the center fielder and cleanup hitter. Troy O'Leary, the left fielder, will bat fifth. Mike Stanley is the designated hitter. Jason Varitek, riding the longest hitting streak of his career, 9-gamer, will bat seventh. Manny Alexander third, and Andy Sheets, the shortstop, will bat ninth against the 29-year-old veteran right-hander Steve Traxel.
9 seasons with the Chicago Cubs, and last year finished with 18 losses on the season. Coming over to the Devil Rays in the offseason and off to a difficult start, a record of 1-2, 6.15 ERA. The only win coming in his very first outing of the year against the Minnesota Twins. Also had 4 run support last year with the Cubs, but 18 loss, that's a lot.
They led the majors, as a matter of fact. The defense behind him for Tampa Bay. They're tied with the Red Sox for third in the American League in team fielding. Greg Vaughn in left, Gerald Williams in center, Dave Martinez in right, Vinny Castillo, the third baseman, Kevin Stocker, the shortstop, Miguel Cairo at second base, Fred McGriff plays first, and John Flaherty is behind the plate. And Pedro Martinez allowed a single to Gerald Williams on the first pitch of the game, and then recorded 3 straight strikeouts. His teammates look to give him the lead as Jose Offerman takes strike 1. He's been showing signs of getting on track in recent days. His average back above 200 to 207. 2 homers and 10 runs batted in. He was 3 for 4 with an RBI last night, 4 for 7 over the last 2 games. 4 hits in his last 5 at bats after having had only 2 in the previous 32 at bats. 1-1 pitch is a strike. 1-2.
Funny, the hit that seemed to get Offerman going was a ground ball that hit the first base bag in a game against the Detroit Tigers.
One, 2 from Steve Traxel is outside. Now, the run support for Traxel, 3rd worst in the National League. The Cubs scored just 4 runs per 9 innings for him. Half-hearted swing and a miss by Offerman. A strikeout for Traxel. Only Dustin Hermanson of Montreal and Chris Holt of Houston had fewer runs scored for them among the National League starters last year.
Traxel had 9 strikeouts in his last outing against the Anaheim Angels. Fastball, curveball, changeup, and split-fingered fastball. That time, again, like most pitches, staying away the outside part of the plate against Offerman.
One out, and the hitter is Trot Nixon. Ball 1 low. Trot's up to 333. He's put together a 5-game hit streak. 4 homers and 13 runs batted in for Nixon. And 2 for 3 with a double and 2 runs scored last night. Strike on the corner, 1-1. .381 over the last 10 for Trot. What's the status of Nomar Garciaparra? I'm sure fans who tune in today and see he's not in the lineup will be concerned.
Yeah, I was surprised last night in his last at bat. He took a swing and he looked like he flinched a little bit on the swing. Then running down the line, it looked like he started to drag that hamstring. I thought maybe he was just being given a day off. And I spoke with Jimmy Williams. Said no, he's got a little tweak in that hamstring, the left hamstring, and out of the lineup, and we don't know for how long. It's not a blowout, but it may take some time.
Well, it could be more than just today. Here's a look back at last night. Here's the swing we were talking about when he looked a little wobbly. And after he crossed the bag, there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Traxel. We didn't see, there it is, back to the end of that replay where you can see Pedro seemed concerned, rather than Nomar seemed concerned and started limping.
Number 23.
You get him out of there today. We'll have to see tomorrow. Usually something like that might be a couple of days. Obviously, like I mentioned, it's not a complete blowout. If you do that, you're definitely on the DL, but I don't think that's going to be the case with Nomar.
So every out so far in this game has been made by the strikeout. Martinez struck out the side in the top of the first. Traxel with a chance to do it in the bottom. He bounces one up there to Brian Daubach. Daubach also hitting .333, 5 homers and 19 runs batted in. He had 2 doubles last night and drove in a run. The Red Sox snapped a 4-game losing streak to Tampa Bay. The Devil Rays had only 69 wins last year, but they beat the Red Sox 9 times. They went 9-4 against Boston, the most wins ever for Tampa Bay in a season against one team.
They beat Pedro one time in a 3-2 game. Dave Ireland, who started the game last night, got hooked up with Pedro that game. Pedro did strike out 14, but lost it 3-2.
It was July 7th of last season at Tropicana Field. That one just missed 3-1. Pedro lost 4 times last year. Tim Hudson of Oakland, John Snyder of Chicago, Mike Thurman of Montreal, the other pitchers to beat Martinez, in addition to Island. Full count now on Daubach. Traxel with a chance to strike out the side. Everett hoping to bat here in the first. 3-2 pitch. He struck him out, but you don't see that very often. Martinez struck out the side in the top of the first. Traxel responds by striking out the side in the bottom. After 1, no score.
Uniroyal tires with nail guard seal most tread punctures instantly, permanently, and repeatedly. Nail guard tires, only from Uniroyal.
Everyone wins with the new Red Sox ballpark. The fans win with modern concessions, restrooms, and 10,000 more great seats. The community wins with better transportation, roadways, and traffic improvements. The economy wins with thousands of new jobs and millions of dollars in new spending. And the team wins with a competitive edge from 1 million more fans per year. The new Red Sox ballpark. Everyone's a winner. To join the team, log on to redsox.com.
Happy, Daddy.
Is that beautiful?
So handsome.
He is beautiful. Who should we send it to first?
Michael and Claire.
800 megahertz computer.
They're going to love him. Bye-bye.
Oh, Michael.
Yeah.
We have an email from Amy and Roger. I bet it's a picture of their baby.
MSN Internet access.
What a cute little baby, don't you think? Michael.
And a digital camera for exceptionally vivid images.
Turn on the fun, Best Buy.
Uniroyal tires with nail guard seal most tread punctures instantly, permanently, and repeatedly. Nail guard tires, only from Uniroyal.
Tonight at 8 on Fox 25, Cops pose as rock stars to nab criminals with big records on an all-new Cops. Then at 9, John Walsh hosts an all-new America's Most Wanted. It all starts tonight at 8 on Fox 25. No score, top of the second, and Fred McGriff will lead off.
Number 29,
McGriff, Castilla, and Flaherty for Tampa Bay against Pedro Martinez, who struck out the side in the first. Fastball at the knees, strike 1 to the veteran McGriff at 276. Just 3 homers, 19 runs batted in. And he's been hot lately. Didn't get to the curveball. 0-2. Pedro looking for his 4th straight strikeout. They do have a lot of swing and miss guys. They have a lot of home run hitters, as Jerry mentioned at the top of the telecast, but they will strike out a bunch as a team. Big Bender down and in on the feet of McGriff, who over the last 12 games is at 353 to raise his average for the season to 68 points. He got off to a very slow start. The 1-2 pitch. Down and in again. The 2-2. He struck him out with the changeup. 4 in a row for Pedro Martinez.
Oh, well, the K card's out, and there have been plenty of them in this game so far for both sides. Changeup down and away from McGriff. 4 in a row for Pedro. All have been on off-speed stuff, with the exception of the one to Vaughn, where he got him with the high fastball.
Vinny Castilla, another newcomer. Ducks out of the way from the pitcher. It really wasn't all that close.
Curveball that didn't curve.
Missed him by about 2 feet. Now breaking ball away. 2-0. 244 in his first year with the Devil Rays for Castilla. What's that? Someone hit the ball. Put it in play, but foul.
Tell you what, Vinny Castilla, not too many fastballs that he can't turn around. A dead fastball hitter, the harder you throw it, the harder he hits it. So he's going to see a lot of breaking stuff, I think, today from Pedro.
He turns that fastball around and pulled it foul again, proving your point. Nice catch. In the last luxury box.
Now that is a rare play, Sean, in a luxury box.
Without a glove. They want the 5th strikeout in a row. The 2-2 just outside. Let's go back and look at that catch. You never see this. It's always dropped in the luxury box level. 3-2 pitch. He struck him out with a breaking ball.
I hope they brought enough today, because the way this thing's starting out. After a couple of fastballs, back to the curveball. A little bend in the body for Castillo. Once that happens to a hitter, you got no chance.
Do you ever recall? I can't remember seeing both pitchers strike out the side in the first inning. But now we're 8 outs into the game, and every out's been by the strikeout.
I don't recall, Sean, ever seeing that happening at all in the first inning.
There's John Flaherty, former Red Sox catcher. Fastball paints the corner, strike 1. Flaherty at 333, 2 homers and 13 runs batted in. Oh boy, looked like he was in exactly the same spot. That time he didn't get the call.
Of all the players in the lineup today, Flaherty with most success against Pedro, 375 batting average.
Now the play to the right. And the anticipation grows again with 2 strikes on the hitter. Pedro Martinez trying to make it 6 strikeouts in a row. The 1-2 pitch. Low and away. Flaherty asked for time.
Fastball inside.
And here it is. Line to left toward the corner. Fair ball off the wall. Just a single for Flaherty as O'Leary gets it back in. And Martinez had fanned 5 straight hitters before that wall single by Flaherty. He looked like he knew that fastball was coming as he got out in front of it.
That's the pitch Pedro wanted to throw. Veritek wanted the fastball away. Then he put down a changeup, both taken off by Pedro. He wanted to go inside with the fastball, didn't get it far enough inside, and Flaherty with the hard line drive off the wall. He continues to have success against Pedro.
Well, 1 hit in each inning so far for Tampa Bay. No score. Top of the second. Still a chance to strike out of the side for Martinez. If he can get Kevin Stocker to whiff. 1 strike on Stocker. 1 for his last 16. 0 for his last 12. He comes in hitting a season low 286. Another changeup swung on and missed. And again, Pedro is 1 strike away from striking out the side for the second time in as many innings. Check swing. They apply the tag on the appeal. No swing, said Gary Cederstrom down at third. One-two pitch just inside. Tried to run that fastball back over the inside corner. Very business-like demeanor from Pedro today. And Stocker has battled back from 0-2 to 3-2 with 2 outs. Flaherty will be running from first with the pitch. Dahlbach moves a couple steps behind. Outfield around toward left. The runner goes. The payoff pitch. Strike 3 with a changeup. Pedro has struck out 6 Devil Rays in the first 2 innings. After an inning and a half, no score. You're watching the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
She is a mother, a wife, a friend, the one who brings the whole family together. At Days Jewelers, we can show you beautiful jewelry, affordably priced with lasting value. Or custom designed by us for that extra special memory. Let us help you turn your special feelings into a Mother's Day gift she'll treasure forever. For the people you value most in your life, come to Days Jewelers for great values and a whole lot more.
Hundreds of Maine kids are waiting for a forever family. Every child deserves a place to call home. How many chances do we get to make a difference in a child's life? Care Development helps Maine families find those opportunities. Care Development, a unique child-centered organization, is expanding on its experience and is now offering comprehensive pre- and post-adoption services. Parents are guided through the process and receive ongoing comprehensive support and counseling to ensure strong, healthy families. How many chances do we get to make a difference in a child's life?
Tools and equipment. Contractors and industry owe their livelihood to them. That's why when the pros rent, they count on J-Rent. From tillers to tampers, lifts and loaders, stump grinders and steam cleaners, to chippers and sweepers, J-Rent has the right tool for the job. With 35 years in the construction business, the folks at J-Rent know you expect clean, reliable, ready-to-run equipment, and J-Rent delivers. Whether you're the contractor who needs to bring the job in on time or the do-it-yourselfer demanding professional results, you can count on J-Rent.
No score as we move to the bottom of the second here at Fenway. Well, kids, here's your chance to be Manager of the Year, just like Jimmy Williams. Come on down to Fenway this Tuesday for Major League Baseball Showdown 2000 Day. First 12,000 fans, 15 and under, receive a complimentary starter set of the inaugural issue Major League Baseball Showdown 2000 game. This exclusive game combines card collecting, fantasy baseball, and real-time baseball action as it lets you manage your own team of today's hottest stars, courtesy of Wizards of the Coast.
Well, it doesn't seem like Pedro Martinez has let the Cleveland Indians, the umpires, Frank Robinson, none of the above have affected him.
No. And the other theory that's been floating around is how they're going to bait him into getting thrown out of the game. You know, their pitcher throws at somebody, he retaliates.
And finally, a ball put into play for an out as Carl Everett bounces one down to first. McGriff fed Traxel for the out. That's the first out in this game. It was not made by a strikeout.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen either because he's a little too smart for that. There's a lot of different ways in baseball. It doesn't always happen right away. You sometimes go next series, next year, 2 years. Pitchers don't forget.
Troy O'Leary, the batter. No score, bottom of the second. O'Leary takes a fastball away. He's hitting .219, 4 homers and 13 runs batted in after an 0 for 4 last night. Fastball in. Troy 3 home runs away from 100 for his career. Quick math, he has 97. He rips that one toward the right field corner. Dave Martinez races over to play it. O'Leary's going to stop at first. Went about a third of the way to second and then decided to jam on the brakes when he saw that Martinez fielded the ball cleanly in the corner.
Looked like a turnover fastball, a changeup from Traxel, again away from O'Leary, basically staying away from all the Red Sox hitters. Nice play by Martinez. Covered a lot of ground, made the backhanded play, and held O'Leary to the single. Pretty good player right there. Does a lot of things well and doesn't get a lot of credit.
Mike Stanley, who had a 6-game hitting streak snapped last night. He went 0 for 4, dropping his average to .257. 5 homers and 10 runs batted in. Mike has been on a home run tear this week. He homered in 3 straight games. First time he had done that since he homered in 4 in a row for the Yankees back in July of 1993. One strike on Stanley. O'Leary at first and 1 out. Red Sox looking for their 3rd straight win with 15-10 for the year. Stanley pops it up over by the tarp. And it's off the roof of the Red Sox dugout.
There are 3 hitters in the lineup today that have faced Traxel before. Offerman, Everett, and Manny Alexander has faced him a couple of times. All this coming over in the National League.
Alexander and Traxel were teammates with the Cubs. There's Manny. He doesn't swing and hit somebody in that dugout. Traxel, by reputation, a very slow worker, particularly when there are men on base, but it seems like this year he's been making a conscious effort to speed things up a bit. Devil Rays have a new pitching coach. He's a familiar face to Red Sox fans, Bill Fisher. He served as Red Sox pitching coach back under John McNamara. There's Fish, now 69 years old, had been in the Atlanta Braves organization. The Devil Rays fired Rick Williams, their pitching coach, just a few days into the season. Pitching got up to a horrendous start, and they said the pitching coach is going to walk the plank.
You wonder sometime, you know, when they do something that soon, why it wasn't done in the offseason. They must have been thinking about it.
0-2 to Stanley, strike 3. One strikeout after another here at Fenway today.
Well, I'll tell you what, from what I'm seeing so far, I don't know how this guy lost 18 games a year ago. Off-speed pitch again to Stanley. The ball tailing back on the outside corner.
Jason Varitek.
It was strange, too, that he went 8-18 last year. Traxel with the Cubs, because in '98 he went 15-8. Well, he's been a pretty good strikeout pitcher. And 149 last year in 205 innings. He was in the All-Star game as the Cubs representative in 1996. He went 13-9 that year. He was 7-5 at the All-Star break in 96, but had a 2.14 earned run average. 10 games under 500 for his career. All of it with the Cubs. Prior to this season, 1-2 for the Devil Rays. One and 0 on Veritek. He's put together the longest hitting streak of his career. 9 games. He's hitting .353. That has him just out of the top 10 in the league in hitting. Frank Thomas of Chicago is number 10, hitting .356. 1-1. Second baseman Cairo, as you can see on the outfield grass. And Veritek up there. Fastball in for strike 2.
Trying to increase his range a little. A left-handed hitter at the plate. See that a lot on artificial surface where the second baseman will go very deep into the outfield. The ball gets to him quicker.
Veritek could ever hit one of those slow rollers that just gets past the mound on the right side of the infield, he might have a double as far as Cairo has to come to get the ball. No score. One strikeout after another for these two pitchers today. Traxel has fanned 4 in an inning and 2/3, and every out made by the Devil Rays through 2 innings has been via the strikeout. Pedro Martinez has fanned 6. The 2-2 pitch way outside. So O'Leary will be running on the payoff pitch to Veritek, and Manny Alexander is on deck. Sun trying to peek out from behind the clouds. There goes O'Leary, and that pitch just missed. Traxel wanted it. Came down quickly off the front of the mound. That's the first walk allowed by either pitcher. The Red Sox have 2 men on with 2 outs.
Over the top, 12-6 curveball by Traxel, and just I guess being called for being too high.
Manny Alexander.
Well, not a bad pitch.
No, pretty good pitch. Certainly could have been called a strike. And Veritek happy to be aboard. The Red Sox threat continues. Here's Manny Alexander. Traxel's teammate last year with the Cubs, a swing and a miss for strike 1. Manny's hitting .188 with 3 runs batted in. He's been up 32 times with 6 hits. 3 of them extra base hits, a double, rather 2 doubles and 1 triple. He's only walked once. He goes up there swinging. On base percentage .212, and that is not good. 1 strike pitch inside.
Whoever goes to third base, whether it be Alexander or Veras, I wouldn't anticipate many walks out of either one of those guys over the course of the season.
Veras has walked once, and it was a memorable walk.
Big one. Make him count, right?
That's right. And he's been up 51 times. Broken bat roller to short, charged by Stocker. His throw on the run just did get Alexander on a bang-bang play to win the inning. No score after 2. You're watching the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
Pedro will take a look at all 6. A changeup for the first one on Martinez, a high fastball of Vaughn. It was a curveball of Canseco. It was a changeup to McGriff. It was a curveball of Castilla, and it was a changeup to Stocker.
Miguel Cairo.
And away we go.
If only Pedro had a few more weapons at his disposal, he might really fulfill his potential. Every out made by Tampa Bay through 2 innings by the strikeout. They also have 2 hits. 1 single in each of the first 2. Here's the number 9 man, Miguel Cairo. He took strike 1. 263 for Cairo. No homers and 12 runs batted in 95 at bats. He's a very tough man to strike out. He's whiffed just 3 times in 103 plate appearances. That's the best ratio in the majors. So Pedro's going to continue to punch out one devil ray after another. This will be his toughest challenge today. 1-2 on Cairo. Miguel has been in a slump, too, for his last 14 over the last 4 games after a 5-game hitting streak. The crowd's greedy. They want another K. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 on the corner.
Well, there's another weapon for Pedro. That's the cut fastball, it looked like. A little tail right at the end of this fastball on the outside corner.
Number 4, the center fielder.
Cairo, who does not strike out very much, can't believe it.
He thought it was outside. Mike Fichter hesitated a moment. That certainly looked outside. But he's had a pretty consistent strike zone to this point. Consistent again in calling that one a strike. Williams' turn to gripe. He singled on the first pitch of the game to left field. 7 strikeouts for Martinez. Little looper by the second base bag, popped by the running Offerman. Williams just threw the bat at the ball. Never got very high in the air. It looked like it might be a problem right by the bag, but Offerman with decent speed made the running catch.
Looked like one of your chip shots, Sean, that you put it past the hole and it starts to spin back, like it was going to hit spin to the mound.
For that to happen with one of my chip shots, it has to go over the green and hit a tree to come back.
Offerman has to chase this down, charge hard to make the play.
You're saying they're using the Bellata balls out here today, the ones that spin a lot. I know you're not a big golfer.
No.
But you are, of course, our resident prediction man. And you're still working on your picks for the Kentucky Derby.
I've got my pick. I'm all set.
Okay. You're more than ready with your pick?
More than ready with my pick. That's right. A 10-1 shot.
Dave Martinez puts it in play. And O'Leary makes the catch. And Pedro has an 8-pitch inning. But gee, only 1 strikeout. 7 strikeouts in 3 innings and still no score at Fenway Park. No identification, no till now. The truth behind the Lady in the Dunes tonight on Fox 25 News at 10. You know, May is sweeps month, big ratings period in television. We'd really like it if you tune into that tonight. Greg Vaughn takes strike 1. He struck out swinging in the first. If you're just joining us, Pedro Martinez has struck out 7 in the first 3 innings. He's given up 2 hits. Threw that one right by Vaughn. Martinez struck out the side in the first and second. Had 1 strikeout last inning. First 7 outs made by Tampa Bay in this game were all via the strikeout. For Gerald Williams and Dave Martinez put the ball in play for outs for the last 2 outs of last inning. The crowd wants punch out number 8, and they get it. Another changeup, another swing and a miss.
Vaughn now has struck out 35 times on the season. That leads the American League in that category. That's the kind of player he is. He's going to hit some home runs. He's going to drive in a lot of runs, and he's going to strike out a lot. Changeup. Got him on the high fastball in the first inning, and the changeup here in the fourth.
Jose Canseco, the batter. He was called down on strikes to end the first. He was also challenged a couple of times upstairs with fastballs in that first at bat. And Pedro started him with a fastball in this one.
I like Jose's comments in the newspaper this morning saying, look, I'd rather not face him. I wish he was taking a suspension right now. I'm going to be honest with you. So all you can hope for is he makes a mistake to me.
Pedro seems to welcome the challenge of trying to throw it by Canseco upstairs. Jose's always been a very big swing guy, going after every pitch at full volume. And I think Pedro welcomes the chance to try to throw it right past that big swing. The 0-2. Jose sounded like he broke his bat. A little looper in shallow left center caught by O'Leary.
Well, these guys, when they face Martinez, especially the home run hitters, they figure, well, he's going to get me. Most of the time he's going to strike me out a lot, but if he can make that one mistake to me, maybe I'll get him, and that makes their whole day.
Number 29, the first baseman, Fred.
Here in the ballpark today, the fans seem disappointed by outs that Tampa Bay's making, even because they're not strikeouts. When the ball gets put into play, you can hear a little groan, even when it's obvious it's going to be an out. They want strikeouts. We've seen 8 of them already. Here's McGriff. He hits it on the ground. A base hit. And Fred McGriff singles with 2 outs. The Devil Rays have had one single in every inning except the third.
And a hush comes over the ballpark. It's almost like they can't believe when somebody gets a hit off.
He cheated.
Going back to the Roger Clemens years in Boston, I think the crowds with Pedro get into it a little more. And I think the pace that Pedro keeps in the game, he works faster than Clemens.
No question.
Has a lot to do with it.
He has a lot more flair. A little flash and dash out there. Roger did in a much more plodding, workmanlike way. Ball one to Vinny Castilla, who was called out on strikes in the second. Swing and a miss.
And that's not to be negative to anything that Clemens did here, because we were fortunate to watch.
Oh, I think that people enjoyed watching him
Absolutely.
too. But there's a little more entertainment value, it seems, from the perspective of the fan when Pedro's out there. 1-1 pitch. We don't seem to see as much anymore, though. The Dominican flags, the noise from the bleachers in particular, it used to accompany the sight of those flags. See some, but not quite as many. McGriff is running. The pitch is strike 3. No need to throw it down there. Castilla called out on strikes again. 9 strikeouts in 4 innings for Martinez. No score as we go to the bottom of the 4th at Fenway.
This is secondhand smoke. It's what you breathe when you're in a room where other people smoke. The same stuff you smell on your clothes goes into your lungs and increases your risk of getting lung cancer by 34%. You know, there's a warning label on cigarette packs for people who smoke. Where do you think the tobacco industry should put the warning for people who breathe?
Oh, shoot. I am from Japan.
I am from Canada.
Oh, Canada! Canada! Canada!
Blue! Close enough.
Close enough!
Look up, see blue. Labatt blue.
You made me love you. I didn't want to do it.
I just made it.
Yes, you did.
Ever get the feeling some people just stop trying? At Avis, we know a couple minutes can make all the difference. That's why with our preferred service, you can skip the counter and go straight to your car.
Red Sox baseball on Fox 25 continues from Fenway Park, where some very dark clouds have moved in overhead.
For the Red Sox.
And the Red Sox looking to break this scoreless tie in the fourth. During the inning, we're going to check the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by your friendly New England Dodge dealers. The Orioles and Yankees playing at the stadium. It's 1-0 New York for Roger Clemens, an RBI double by Jorge Posada. The Indians haven't won a game. They've lost 6 in a row since that stuff with Pedro last weekend, but they lead today 4-2 up at Sky Dome in the third. Richie Sexton and Travis Fryman have RBI doubles. Angels and Mariners later on. Merker against Mesh. The Tigers are the Twins, Nitkowski and Redmond. The White Sox and Royals, Soroka and Chad Durbin. The Athletics and Rangers tonight, Tim Hudson and Kenny Rogers. O'Leary rolls one down to first. McGriff to Traxel for the out. And Troy is now 1 for 2. He singled to right his first time up. Let's check the National League side of the friendly Dodge scoreboard. Cardinals and Reds scoreless in the bottom of the third. Mark McGwire not in the lineup today. Darryl Kyle against Rob Bell. Expos and Brewers just underway. Carl Pavano trying to go to 4-0 against Steve Woodward 0-4. Pirates are at the Cubs. Jimmy Anderson and Scott Downs. The Rockies and Giants. Rojo and Estes. The Padres are the Diamondbacks. Lopez against Anderson. The Mets are at the Marlins tonight. Pulsifer against Fernandez. Phillies and Braves, Schilling against Millwood. And the Astros with the Dodgers, Dotel and Brightford. And that's tonight. And that's the Dodge scoreboard. Stanley takes the ball down and in. And that's interesting. The Indians haven't won a game since, and including that battle with the Red Sox on Sunday.
And they trail the White Sox now by 3.5 games in the Central Division.
2 balls and 1 strike. And they're going to be out Charlie Manuel for a couple of weeks, the manager, with that surgery to have his colon reattached. And you hate when that happens. Ball up and in, 3-1.
Brady Little taking over as manager while Charlie Manuel's not available.
Breaking ball low. 3-1. Traxel went to the breaking ball and missed. He's walked 3. 1 in each of the last 3 innings. Well, we wish Charlie Manuel well, but I don't think he covered himself in glory with the way he handled that whole situation last weekend. I thought he had the stupidest comment of all when he said, "Charles, why did they find Charles Nagy? I mean, you can't prove that he was trying to hit off of me." No, you can't. Just like you can't prove Pedro was trying to pitch inside the Diaz. You can't prove he was trying to hit Alomar unless you get inside the head of Pedro or Charles Nagy. But I mean, he's got to be kidding me saying that.
I'll tell you what, the whole thing to me has been so overdone.
Yes.
I mean, for a guy that got knocked down and 2 guys that get plucked on the bottom of their body, I don't get it.
Strike to Jason Varitek on the outside corner. He drew the first walk thrown by Traxel. On the second, we're in the fourth, no score. From all the buzz around the park, it seems very likely to us, I think, Jerry, that Pedro, after today, is going to drop his appeal. Not in any way admitting guilt or admitting that he agrees with the 5-game suspension, but it just seems the best thing to do in terms of maintaining his spot in the rotation and the disruption, because if he goes there Wednesday when the appeal is scheduled to be heard and his appeal is denied, let's say it stays at 5 games and Frank Robinson says it starts right now, well, it could be 9 or 10 days between starts if that suspension has to begin Wednesday or Thursday.
The smart thing to do for both Pedro himself and the team is to drop the appeal immediately following the game today, start serving the suspension, and you pitch again Friday night in Baltimore without missing a turn in the rotation. You're right, Sean. If he goes to the appeal on Wednesday and they hold it up, or even drop it down to 4 games or 3 games, he's still going to miss a start. So there's no point. And that's what Frank Robinson is saying when he gives him the 5 days. I'm not going to make you miss a start. You're going to have to sit out one extra day. In order to punish a starting pitcher, you got to give him 10 games to guarantee he's going to miss a start.
Well, I just don't know why there was the need for suspension at all on either side. You know, people around here have said if one's going to be suspended, both should have been. I would agree with that. But I don't see why either Nagy or Martinez needed to be suspended. That was one of those kind of baseball situations where it seemed to take care of itself.
Now, what I thought was going to happen is I thought there would be a monetary fine for Pedro. And the only reason is because his action came after a warning from the umpire. I didn't think anything was going to happen to Nagy. I certainly didn't expect any suspension. But
well, there's nothing in the rule book. You know, a lot of people say, well, he had to suspend Pedro because Pedro ignored the warning. Well, there's nothing in the rule book that says somebody has to. Yes, right. Somebody has to be suspended because he hit a batter after warning. The discipline in that case is you get thrown out of the game. And that's what happened to Martinez. That was his punishment for hitting somebody after the warning.
Now, the other thing they may want to be doing, too, is sending a message to the rest of the pitchers that, look, if I'm going to suspend Pedro Martinez, I'll suspend anybody. He's the Cy Young Award winner, the best pitcher in the American League. So if I can do it to him, I can do it to you.
And I think part of it, Jerry, is that Frank Robinson made such a strong statement with those very long suspensions for the White Sox and the Tigers after their brawls that maybe he felt that in his next handling of a situation, he needed to follow it up with a similarly strong statement. Veritek waves it one out of the strike zone for strike 3. 2 down here in the 4th, and tracks of this fan 6. There's so much. I think the reason this whole story has had such a long life, there's so many aspects of it. There's the whole issue about was he throwing at the head or not, and to me that's still the basis of the whole thing. If the Indians didn't feel like that was a pitch at Diaz's head, then they have no excuse for hitting off of it. And to me, even if they thought it was a pitch up and in, they should have just thrown one up and into a Red Sox hitter rather than hit somebody, and the whole thing probably would have ended right there if Nagy had just done that to Offerman or somebody else.
That's right. That's what I expected the response to be from Nagy. The timing wasn't right for all of that either. It was, what, a 2-0 ball game at the time?
Yeah, both sides, to me, seem to be risking their chances of winning the game by hitting a leadoff hitter in the late innings of a 2-run game. Manny Alexander swings with a 1-0 and pops it up. Cairo into foul territory to make the catch. That ends the inning. The Red Sox have stranded 5 base runners. After 4, no score. You're watching the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
McDonald Footwear in Skowhegan makes custom footwear in 9 widths from sizes 5 to 18. And if you have problem feet, McDonald Footwear now has an orthotic computerized custom insole machine for ultimate comfort, performance, and fit. Custom hand-sewn shoes and custom insoles for your feet.
McDonald's shoes look good. They've lasted for 7 years, and I wouldn't go anyplace else to buy shoes. And it's custom made for my foot.
McDonald Footwear in Skowhegan. Shoes made the old-fashioned way, 1 stitch at a time.
If you want some help when it's time to float your boat, the people at Hammond Lumber Company have exactly what you need. High-quality aluminum docks and accessories from Shoremaster. Shoremaster docks are easy to install and maintain, and they're guaranteed for 15 years. Hammond offers factory direct savings on all Shoremaster products and free same-day delivery within striking distance of its stores. So when it's time to float your boat, talk with the people at Hammond Lumber.
You don't need to drive a great distance for your family's health care. Coldstream Healthcare is just around the corner. Coldstream Healthcare serves the Howland and Lincoln area Monday through Friday 7 to 6 and Saturdays 8 to noon. Scheduling your annual and physical exams, vaccinations, or follow-up care is convenient and easy. Walk in for emergency care or any common illness. Plus, Coldstream Healthcare offers on-site laboratory services. Convenient quality healthcare is where you want it, when you want it. Coldstream Healthcare in West Enfield.
No score at top of the 5th here at Fenway. Will fans catch the excitement of the new Six Flags in New England and take in a ball game at Fenway while you're at it? Come to the park on Wednesday, May 10th for the Six Flags New England Day at Fenway Park. The first 15,000 fans, 15 and under, receive a ticket good for a free child's admission to the new Six Flags New England, a $16.50 value courtesy of Six Flags New England in Agawam, Mass.
There you go. We've uncovered that mystery. It is in Agawam. Pedro Martinez throws strike one to John Flaherty. Flaherty singled to left off the wall in the corner in the second inning. And the Bay out hitting the Red Sox 3-2, but neither team has scored. 1-1. About the same spot. Called a strike this time. 1-2. Flaherty, Stalker, and Cairo coming up. The bottom third of the order. All three hits for Tampa Bay singles. Pedro has not walked the man. He gets Flaherty. That's 10 for Pedro Martinez.
And the last time Flaherty picked up the base hit on an inside fastball, this time away from Flaherty with the curveball.
Number 19.
He picks up the strikeout.
The shortstop, Kevin Stalker.
Martinez has now fanned 10 or more in 4 of his 6 starts this season. He's done it for the 58th time in his career, the 31st time as a member of the Red Sox. He's had at least 8 strikeouts in every start this year. His season high is 12 at Anaheim in his second start of the year, and he seems certain to bypass that the way he's going today. He's on the verge of number 11. It'll induce the feeble-looking swing from Kevin Stalker for strike 2. Stalker whiffed his first time up. The 0-2, he threw the fastball by him for strike 3. 3 in a row for Pedro, 11. And we're still in just the 5th inning.
And it's just strike after strike. It seems like he has to make himself throw a ball to some of these hitters. It's one after another. Fastball away.
The second baseman, Miguel.
Second time he's got Stalker. He's got him on a changeup and a fastball.
Cairo hits it on the ground. Again, the crowd groans as soon as the ball leaves the bat in fair territory. The reason to groan this time is it winds up as an infield hit. And Cairo manages a wide smile.
Can't blame him, right? You're watching this from the on-deck circle. You got to look. He got me last time. I am not going to hang around. That first pitch, I'm swinging and hope for the best.
Well, let's see if Larry Rothschild has Cairo move sometime here. We think back to the first inning when Gerald Williams was the lead man on after the single. Here Rothschild is going against Pedro Martinez. Williams is a pretty good base runner, and he never budged while the next 3 guys struck out.
Cairo's got 4 steals, has not been caught this year. You know, Pedro does a pretty good job of holding runners. He'll do a couple different things. He'll hold the ball for a long time to try to get him so then they'll have no movement towards second base. He does the best he can, but you've got to take those chances against him. You just can't hang around and wait for an inning.
There's the quick move to first. Better throw, and it would have been a very close play. Veritek out to the mound and talk with Martinez.
Well, this past week, Red Sox got some good news. Saberhagen pitched in a game down in extended spring training with 3 innings. No problems reported from that, so it's a start. And if things continue to go well, hopefully we'll see him here in the near future.
Well, he's talking about it being just a matter of a couple of weeks, perhaps. Gerald Williams at the plate. Cairo at first, 2 outs. 5th inning, no score. Pitcher's duel between Pedro Martinez and Steve Traxler. There goes Cairo, swinging a miss. The throw from Veritek is not in time. And Cairo has his 5th steal of the year. Tampa Bay has a man in scoring position for the first time today.
They picked a good pitch. He picked the changeup to get the jump off Pedro, and that's what we kind of expected back in the first inning. Finally, they get a base runner, and they try it here, and it works. So they have a man in scoring position now with 2 outs.
A 1-strike pitch. Swing and a miss by Gerald Williams. And Pedro is 1 strike away from striking out the side for the 3rd time in 5 innings this afternoon. 0-2 pitch. Just missed with the fastball. Apparently just a little bit low and away. The next strikeout will be number 12 for Martinez and will match his season high. The 1-2. He struck him out with the changeup. Pedro Martinez strikes out the side for the third time today. He stands 12 in 5 innings. After 4.5, no score at rollicking Fenway Park.
Move like that. I told him to think of himself as something powerful and agile. I wonder what he was thinking.
Hey! Right here! Right in the glove! Pick a glove! Any glove! I know you can hear me! Oh, yeah!
For tickets, call 617-482-4SOX or log on to redsox.com.
Introducing Bertucci's Festa Gamberi. Delicious new dishes that are anything but ordinary. Gamberi is Italian for shrimp. Big, sizzling shrimp, sautéed with pasta, spices, and zesty sauce. Plump shrimp, sumptuously blended with the famous flavor of Bertucci's brick oven pizza. Tender, delicious shrimp, tossed with crisp greens and fresh vegetables. Come celebrate Festa Gamberi at Bertucci's and dine out of the ordinary.
Number 18.
No score. Another pitcher's duel here at Fenway Park. Well, the White Sox will finish off this homestand at Fenway Monday through Wednesday. To order tickets 24 hours a day, call 617-482-4SOX or visit redsox.com online.
A day when it looks like one run might be enough for Pedro. The Red Sox are looking for at least one run here in the 5th. Andy Sheets took a breaking ball for strike 1. He was called out on strikes in the 3rd. Sheets, Offerman, and Nixon coming up against Steve Traxel. One ball, one strike. Traxel has fanned 6. He's walked 3. The Red Sox have just 2 hits, a single by O'Leary in the 2nd, a single by Daubach in the 3rd. 1-1 fastball high, 2-1. Tampa Bay will send Brian Ricard to the mound here tomorrow. The series finale against Jeff Becerra. We'll have it for you at 1 o'clock over these stations. Top to short. Stocker on the McGriff for the out.
Number 30, the second baseman.
Here's Jose Offerman 0 for 2. He struck out swinging in the 1st. He had a hit taken away from him. A hard grounder up the middle off his bat in the 3rd. Miguel Cairo, the second baseman, made a nice diving backhand stop of it. And he threw out Offerman from his knees. Strike 1. Strike. Traxel takes the comebacker. Offerman 0 for 3.
And you see how pitchers there can play with your mind too. I mean, he's seen so many pitches away over the last week or so, and That time Traxel inside jammed him.
The
He
right
stopped thinking,
fielder.
well, I'm going to see the ball away. I've got to get out of the plate to cover it. Then he jammed him inside with the fastball. Just tied him right up for the ground ball. And a couple of quick outs for Traxel here in the 5th.
Trying for his first 1, 2, 3 innings since the first. Trot Nixon. A swing and a miss for strike one. Trot struck out in the first and walked in the third. Right down the middle, strike two. Traxel's name will also be in the history books forever, as he, in 1998, gave up Mark McGwire's 62nd home run on September 8th at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Really no disgrace in that. I think every pitcher in the National League gave up like 3 home runs to McGwire that year.
I think he'd rather give up that one than the one before it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Al Downing, right? He gave up the home run to Hank Aaron.
Al Downing.
Al Downing. Left-hander for the Dodgers.
Right. Tom House caught it in the bullpen. 3-2 pitch. Well hit ball toward the triangle in center. On the run, Gerald Williams. He's there to make the catch. Just shy of the 420 mark. Nixon hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark, and that gave Williams a chance to run under it. Still no score after 5 at Fenway.
Uniroyal tires with nail guard seal most tread punctures instantly, permanently, and repeatedly. Nail guard tires, only from Uniroyal.
The only thing that comes close to the thrill of driving a new Dodge is the fun of saving on one. Now do both during the Dodge Drive into Summer event, where you can immediately knock $750 off your down payment on a Dodge Dakota thanks to this generous cash allowance. The thrill of driving, the fun of saving, and your timing couldn't be better during the Dodge Drive into Summer event, going on now at your friendly Dodge dealer.
The seas. Rock climbing in the morning, skating in the afternoon, theater in the evening. Brag for a lifetime. Get out there. Royal Caribbean.
Uniroyal tires with nail guard seal most tread punctures instantly, permanently, and repeatedly. Nail guard tires, only from Uniroyal.
Sunday at 10, Wellesley, Weston, Marina Bay, and Quincy out of your reach. Don't worry, Fox 25 is covering great neighborhoods with great prices. Find the best places to buy a house tomorrow night on Fox 25 News at 10.
I have to watch that. Those great prices in
those to-go towns? I don't know. That's why you have to watch. You don't want to give the whole thing away, then nobody would watch.
Right. Well, they got me. I'm going to watch.
I think they picked those towns because we happen to live in them. And there are other nice towns around here. Why did they pick those 3 places?
I don't think they gave us much thought.
No, I think they did. I think they're giving us a little jab. We'll find out where the management lives and mention those towns. Beverly Hills. 1 ball, the count on Dave Martinez. 0 for 2. He has struck out and fly to left. Martinez, the number 2 hitter, then Greg Vaughn and Jose Canseco. And Pedro Martinez, who struck out the side last inning. He has 12 strikeouts in 5 innings. Interesting, in every inning he has struck out the side, the Devil Rays have had a hit. Pedro's only had 1-1-2-3 inning. That was the third, and he struck out just 1 in that inning. Strike at the knee. 2 balls, 1 strike. He fanned 3 in the first, 3 more in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 3 in the fifth. Just outside.
And he's got everybody in the Devil Ray lineup at least one time.
Stocker, Castilla, and Vaughn have fanned twice each. 3-1 pitch. He tied up Martinez, and Dave popped it up. Andy Sheets, 1 out. In the 6th inning in a scoreless game.
Number 23, the left fielder, Greg Vaughn.
There's Greg Vaughn, who has struck out twice. Both times swinging. At the end of the bat, and right back here. 1 strike on Vaughn. Back on April 29th in a game in Anaheim, Vaughn reached the 300 home run mark. 85th player in Major League history to reach 300 homers when he hit one off Shigetoshi Hasagawa in the 9th inning of that ball game. Will this be number 13? Yes. Martinez with a new season high. The strikeouts in the game. 13 Devil Rays have fanned today. Vaughn's gone down swinging 3 times.
They're quickly running out of room out there in the center field bleachers. It's the changeup again for the strikeout. Second time he's got Vaughn with the changeup this afternoon.
Now you wonder what they'll do there with a few more strikeouts. They're going to run into that Dunkin' Donuts billboard from the back of the bleachers. Here's Canseco. He starts him with a breaking ball. Pedro's been throwing a lot of fastballs up and in, and that breaking ball low on the way still had Canseco bending back. Jose called out on strikes in the first. He flied to left in the fourth. Breaking ball a little bit wide that time. No runs, 4 hits for the Devil Rays. No runs, 2 hits for the Red Sox. Neither team has made an error. A 1-1 offering. Breaking ball for strike 2. Pedro's amazing, isn't he? Last time up, fastball, fastball, fastball to Canseco. This time up, curveball, curveball, curveball. Fans on their feet. The 1-2 pitch. Back to the fastball, a little pop-up. Shallow center. Everett there to end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning. 1 strikeout in the inning. 13 of the ball game for Martinez. Still scoreless as we head to the home half of the 6th at Fenway.
Taught her a new one this morning. Want to get away? Now you can. With Southwest Airlines low fares beginning at $44.
You are now free to move about the country.
Now you can lease a new Ford Focus for just $199 a month with $16.24 due at signing.
Our technology goes to China and back before you can blink an eye.
It's like totally breakthrough.
But didn't 2 kids in Sweden already invent virtual freeze tag?
I'm getting that rash again.
Freak.
Wouldn't it be smarter to go to hotjobs.com and join forces with a styling company on the verge of an IPO?
Yeah, IPO.
Now you're feeling it. And did I mention I have jobs at over 5,000 companies worldwide at my fingertip?
Hotjobs.com, the hottest hand on the web.
IPO.
Dude, decaf.
IPO.
No score here at Fenway. We move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, Red Sox fans, if you're looking for a new and exciting way to celebrate your child's birthday, come to Fenway Park and be part of the Compact Birthday Party program. Call the Red Sox Group Sales Department at 617-262-1915 for more information or to place an order for your child's birthday party.
4 or more consecutive seasons. We'll have the answer next inning.
Pedro Martinez has shut out the Devil Rays on 4 hits through 6 innings. He's fanned 13 without issuing a walk. But Steve Traxel, who has been bringing up as many strikeouts, has allowed fewer hits. He's given up just 2. He's walked 3. He struck out 6. He's retired 5 in a row. The Red Sox haven't had a hit since the 3rd. Brian Daubach, the last man with a hit, he's at the plate to begin the 6th. He singled to right in the 3rd. Struck out in the 1st. Traxel missed blowing away. This is the first time we've seen this home plate umpire, Mike Fichter, and I've been very impressed.
John, the last series against the Tigers, the crew that was in here, and this series so far, I think the umpires were great. There was one call last night, I think they may have missed on Stanley, but other than that, I mean, they've been pretty good.
And this young man's had a very consistent strike zone, and has seemed to be very fair to the hitters and pitchers. Outside, 2-1. Well, this performance will help the Devil Rays staff ERA. Traxel can keep it going. Daubach sends it over the head of the shortstop Stocker and then a left to base hit. A little bloop hit. Maybe that's what it takes to get a little rally started here today.
All the hits off Traxel coming from left-handed. Well, all of them. There's only been 3. 2 by Daubach and 1 by O'Leary.
The center fielder, Carl Everett.
Here's Carl Everett. Everett's 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs. Both on the right side. Once to the first baseman, once to the second baseman. Daubach held by McGriff. The outfield deep. And they play Everett to pull. He took the ball high. Seems to be feast or famine for the Tampa Bay starters. The Devil Rays have actually thrown 3 shutouts this year. That's tied for the Major League lead with the Red Sox in Arizona. In the 25 games in which they haven't pitched a shutout, their staff ERA is 6.83. Their overall staff ERA is 6.10. Worst in the American League. One and 1 the count on Everett. Tampa Bay came into this one having lost 5 of its last 6. They're 8 games below 500 at 10 and 18, matching their season low. They're also 8 games under at 9 and 17.
The 2 starters they were counting on, Guzman and Alvarez, both hurt.
And both on the disabled list. Close for the ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Troy O'Leary to follow. Daubach is not fast. He's not attempted a stolen base. play Everett to pull in the outfield and in the infield. Castillo, the third baseman, way off the line. Everett foul tipped one in the mid. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He challenged Everett that time with the fastball. Well, pitch for pitch, aren't they? Pedro's performance more spectacular because of the strikeouts, but this has been a terrific outing for Traxel.
And the Devil Rays could use a reason to be optimistic when it comes to their pitching staff. Strike 3. Excellent pitch. Everett didn't like it. Again, we said a moment ago, the home plate umpire Mike Victory had a very consistent strike zone. That pitch has been a strike just about all day.
That's a nasty pitch by Traxel. The fastball down and away. He challenged him before inside and now back to the outside corner. You see Flaherty lift the glove just a little bit, but those are calls that have been going in favor of the pitches all afternoon.
One out. Traxel has struck out 7. Bob Bach still at first. The hitter Troy O'Leary. Down to first and right through Fred McGriff. In the foul ground. Bob Bach on his way to third as Cairo runs the ball down. First and third with 1 out. The Red Sox catch a big break as McGriff couldn't handle that bouncer down to first from O'Leary. If he did, it was probably going to be a double play and the inning over. Now the Red Sox have a great chance to score the first run of this game.
Yeah, if McGriff comes clean with this, he's got 2 options. Tag the bag himself, then go to second for the tag play, or go 3-6-3. Either way, he probably is going to get the double play. So a big break for the Red Sox, and this is the kind of game you've got to take advantage of any break that you get.
It's an error on McGriff, the first error of the game for either team. The 4th error of the season by McGriff. And here's Stanley. He was struck out and walked. He was called out on strikes in the second, walked in the 4th.
Stanley.
No score, but the Red Sox with their best chance today. First and third and 1 out. Check on O'Leary. He's 0 for 1 in stolen base attempts this season.
Not exactly the speediest combination on the bases now.
Outfield around toward right. Strike on the inner third. Pedro looking for just a little help. The way he's going today, he wouldn't seem to need much help. Now the play, and Stanley's in the hole 0-2. You mentioned Brett Saberhagen earlier. He's one of those guys who was interesting for quite a while in his career, where his performances seemed to vary greatly, whether it was an even-numbered year or an odd-numbered year. And Traxel's another one of those guys. The odd-numbered years of his major league career, 93, 95, 97, 99. He's 23 and 45. In the even-numbered years, 94, 96, 98. He's 37 and 24. This should be a good year for him if form holds. 13 games above 500 career in the even-numbered years. 22 below 500 in the odd-numbered years.
Oh, lottery numbers last night were even numbers.
Did you have some tickets in this game?
Nobody hit. It's going to go, what, to about 300 million?
Yeah, the biggest ever. We just heard our Fox 25 News colleague, Carrie Lee Halkett, on the screen out in center field during the Fox News update between innings. Carrie Lee doing her usual terrific job bringing that news that that lottery is going to be the biggest ever. I'm disappointed here nobody won, though, because I didn't check my tickets before I left this morning. I was hoping when I got home I'd have, nice welcome home surprise.
No, it's not going to happen.
No.
Have to wait till Tuesday, right?
Yes. I'll wait for it to go up a little more. And who wants a paltry $220 million?
Actually, yeah.
300.
If you hit that, you'd be taking a cut.
Oh, and the guys in the truck like that one, too. Congratulations, Jerry. 1-2 the count on Stanley. Yeah, I hope I win it, then I can move to Weston. He struck him out. Middle pitch low and away. Big strikeout for Traxel. Number 8. These two starters have combined now for 21 strikeouts, and the game is still in the 6th inning.
Well, it's obviously different styles of pitching, but both pitching the same way. They're throwing the changeups to right-handers. They're just mixing their pitches very well with excellent location. That was a changeup, it looked like, to Stanley. Yeah, both guys facing today, you have no clue what they may throw you in any situation, any count.
So it'll be up to Veritek to try to get this runner in from third. Daubach at third. O'Leary at first. 2 outs in the scoreless game in the 6th. Veritek has walked and struck out. Foul tip for strike 1. I must confess I'm a little embarrassed. I was one of those people who always made fun of folks who only bought lottery tickets when it was a big jackpot. I mean, like, you wouldn't be happy to win the regular $5 or $6 million. You have to wait till $200 million. But that's me now. The other day, I didn't know anything about this big game lottery. I was in a convenience store the other day, and the guy in front of me said, "Give me 20 quick picks." And he turned to me and said, "You know, it's $150 million. In that case, give me 20 quick picks." So I'm falling right in line. 1-1 the count.
Imagine sitting home, and if you had some numbers in mind that you play all the time and you didn't play it, and you saw those numbers on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
You have to play it now.
Yes, you must. And I'm in this at the bitter end. Do my part to help the economy of the Commonwealth. 1-1 pitch, just outside.
If you had more speed at third base with the 2 outs, you may be thinking about the possibility, especially in this kind of game, of a double steal. Try to squeeze out a run somehow. Hope they throw the ball through and try to make a play at the plate. But unlikely they would put that on with Daubach at third.
Two-one pitch. Hit on the ground slowly to short. Stocker to McGriff, and the error does not hurt the Devil Rays. Traxel gets out of the jam, and it's still a scoreless game after 6 at Fenway.
Your mother always told you it's not polite to stare. But who can blame you for taking a closer look at this tasty Bacon Ranch Deluxe from Burger King? Plain broiled beef topped with lots of crisp bacon and a tangy ranch sauce. Now just 99 cents. Careful, it's also not polite to drool.
The Bacon Ranch Deluxe, just 99 cents. Get it with fries and a drink.
Got the urge?
How do you enhance a V8 engine that produces 245 horsepower? A chassis that can haul up to 2,000 pounds. Or brakes that have 4 piston calipers? Simple. Add about 6 pounds of steel. Toyota Tundra, Motor Trend Truck of the Year, and 4-Wheel and Off-Road Magazine's 4x4 of the Year.
Time for the game summary brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. Great pitchers duel on a Saturday afternoon at Fenway. Scoreless game into the 7th. Pedro Martinez has allowed 4 hits. No walks. He has struck out 13. 5 of them called third strikes. While Steve Traxel has allowed just 3 hits and has struck out 8. He has walked 3. The Red Sox have had the better of the chances. The best chance, in fact, a moment ago, when they had runners at first and third and 1 out in the 6th inning and did not score. Brian Daubach has 2 hits on an otherwise difficult day. 4 hitters. Game summary brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts.
Now batting for Tampa Bay, number 29, the first baseman, Fred McGriff.
Here's Fred McGriff, who has struck out and singled to right. McGriff, Castilla, and Flaherty coming up. Ball 1 just a little bit high. The changeup induces a swing and a miss. '50 at bats for McGriff since his last homer. That was April 22nd in Anaheim. Jam job and a foul ball into the seats in left. 1 and 2.
As a defensive player playing behind Pedro in a game like this, when he has that high strikeout number, you really got to kick yourself because you don't get much action, obviously, and you kind of get caught watching what he's doing, you know, and you really have to put yourself on every single pitch. Make believe the ball's going to be hit to you.
All right, then I'm ready. It comes up here. I'm going to catch it. The 1-2 pitch. Oh, boy, that turned the mask right around the head of Veritek, but he shrugs it off. Another 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit hard on the ground. Nice play on the backhand pickup by Daubach on the Martinez for the out.
Ball hit pretty well by McGriff. He got the curveball from Pedro. Hit it well, but a nice backhanded play by Daubach. Looks had a couple of pretty good at-bats. Base hit today. Hit that ball well, but nice backhanded play and plenty of time with Pedro doing his job covering first base.
Vinny Castilla has whiffed twice. He takes a strike at the knees. He's been called out on strikes twice. 13 Ks for Pedro. A little bit low and away. 87 pitches. Given all the strikeouts, that's not many this late in the ball game. 1-1 pitch. Castilla 1 strike away from the hat trick.
A low pitch total because he hadn't thrown many balls. Only, what, 24 balls out of all those pitches.
One-two pitch. He struck him out with a pitch in the dirt, and Veritek tagged him out. 14 strikeouts for Pedro.
Well, knowing that Castilla is a dead fastball hitter, he threw him 4 straight changeups. 4 in a row to pick up the strikeout.
Number 6, the catcher.
That is the final one, down and out of the strike zone. Veritek makes the play and tags him. 4 straight changeups.
2 outs. Martinez has retired 5 in a row since the infield single. 6 in a row since the infield single by Miguel Cairo. Here's John Flaherty, who singled off the wall and left in the 2nd and struck out in the 5th. Just missed. 2 balls, no strikes. Fouled off the catcher, Veritek. Pedro wanted that one. It looked like he should have had it. He can't be too upset. Unlike last Sunday when he had several reasons to have a beef with Cheetah. This guy's had a very fair strike zone today.
Yeah, you got to allow him 1 or 2 mistakes.
Yeah, everybody misses every now and then. Full count. Fans back on their feet. Anticipating strikeout number 15. 3-2 pitch. Just low. Well, Pedro threw a couple in that at bat that he wanted and didn't get. And he snapped at the ball as the throw came back from Veritek and hollered off toward the outfield.
Looked like Pedro may be more upset about the call earlier in the bat than this last one to Flaherty. That ball certainly looked like it was too low. Maybe Pedro just upset with himself for walking him.
First walk issued by Martinez today. It's the 9th walk given up by Pedro this year. Fisted foul by Kevin Stocker. He has struck out twice. The number 8 hitter called out on strikes in the 2nd. He struck out swinging in the 5th. Pedro's single game strikeout high is 17 in his career. That was last September 17th in New York. A game I know the 2 of us will never forget. That's the most dominant pitching performance I've ever seen in person. Can't remember a better one. We had just the 1 hit and the homer by Chili Davis. That was it. And he's a strike away from number 15. The 0-2 to Stocker in the dirt. Blocked by Veritek with Flaherty at first base.
Remember that night, Sean, making the comment, I've been behind some no-hitters, one by Nolan Ryan, and to me, that performance by Pedro was more dominating than even the no-hit.
Yeah. Well, David Cohn, who watched it from the Yankee dugout, said Pedro's performance in that game at Yankee Stadium last year was better than the perfect game that Cohn pitched. More dominant performance. The 1-2 pitch. He struck him out with the changeup. 15 for Pedro in 7 innings. Changeup. 15 for Pedro and straight for Pedro.
Only one can be the best.
To treat athlete's foot, it's Lamisil AT with full prescription strength. These take 4 weeks of treatment. Lamisil AT cures it with just 1. 3 months later, you're still athlete's foot free. Lamisil AT, the best way to cure athlete's foot.
Uniroyal tires with nail guard seal most tread punctures. Instantly. Permanently. And repeatedly. Nail guard tires. Only from Uniroyal.
Have you ever seen one? If you think you know fear, if you think you've faced pain, if you think you've seen evil, get ready to go. Cyclo. Battlefield Earth.
Stupid humans.
Rated PG-13. Play to take back the playing game. See the movie and you can win $100,000 in cash and prizes. No purchase necessary. Details at participating theaters. Starts this Friday.
My kids are my top priority. Are they happy? Are they safe? Of course. I drive a Windstar.
The 5-star safety-rated 2000 Ford Windstar. Complete with over 40 standard safety features. Anti-lock brakes, an available reverse sensing system, and dual front and side airbags. Now you can get 0.9% financing on any new Windstar in stock. That's low 0.9 financing.
Think about your priorities. Then get a Windstar.
At your New England Ford dealers today.
Coming next week on Fox 25 News at 10, they run, they swing, and play their way through spring. Get advice on how to protect your kids from sports injuries. And it's a mysterious illness that strikes without warning. Know the signs that could save your dog from a deadly disease. Next week on Fox 25 News at 10.
Third baseman.
You read that like it was sweet, sweet.
Oh, yeah, it's sweet, sweet, baby. The first of those 7 15 strikeout games was May of last year. May 7th of last year. And the Red Sox need a run. Andy Alexander against Steve Trexel. And he's 0 for 2. Big swing and a miss. Red Sox have had more chances. They've had better chances. They've left 7. Tampa Bay has stranded 5. The Devil Rays have had just one man reach second base. That was pitch number 100 from Trexel. 2 balls and a strike on Alexander. And to pull the pitch away from him.
I kind of hope Troxel's on at like maybe 105 pitch limit.
Doesn't look that way. There's no action in the bullpen. Low and away. Andy Sheets on deck. Alexander pops it up and foul ground. That will be close. And Flaherty can't make the catch. It was into the first row of the stand, so it wasn't fan interference. They didn't reach out onto the field of play. John reached into the stands, managed to get a glove on it and kind of fling it up in the air back toward the playing field, but then he couldn't catch it on the ricochet.
I think also, too, Sean, if he could have realized that maybe he had a little more room to go to that fence, he could have got there sooner and then maybe make the play. But once you dive into the stands for that, you get a battle of fans, and you're right, that's not fan interference. If they reach over, you probably would have called him out.
Two pitch, popped up again. This time Flaherty won't have to battle the fans. 1 out of the 7th. We pause for station identification along the Fox 25 Boston Red Sox television network.
You're watching Red Sox baseball on Eastern and Central Maine's local sports leader. WABI-TV, Channel 5, Bangor.
Number 18, the shortstop, Andy Sheets.
Sean McDonough, Jerry Remy at Fenway Park. These fans treated to a terrific pitcher's duel between Steve Trexel and Pedro Martinez. Today's telecast produced by Russ Ken, directed by John Wilson. Associate producer David Corris. Check swing at a ball low. No swings as Dale Scott. Sheets 0 for 2 is struck out and grounded to short.
We've been lucky the last couple of games that we've had here on Fox. They're both Pedro games, and there's Nagy and Pedro hooked up in a pretty good one, plus all the excitement, and again here this afternoon.
The deep short, smothered by Stucker. 2 outs. Sheets still in search of his first Red Sox hit. Now 0 for 9 in a Boston uniform.
Number 30, the second baseman, Jose Offerman.
Here's Jose Offerman 0 for 3. Struck out and grounded out twice. Took a nice defensive play by Miguel Cairo with a diving stop to retire Offerman in the third. No runs, 4 hits, and an error for Tampa Bay. No runs, just 3 hits, no errors for the Red Sox. Strike 1 on the outside corner. Away again, this time outside. We've talked all season, Jerry, about how far away from the plate it seems Offerman stands, but I think it's particularly noticeable because we're in an era now where so many guys stand right up on top of the plate and wear that padding.
One thing I thought was going to happen when he had a couple of days off, I thought he'd come back and maybe move just a little bit closer, maybe a half foot closer to the plate with that back foot. And you see from that upper shot from behind home plate when he takes those little practice swings, it's the end of the bat barely reaches the inside corner of the plate. Yeah, what he does, you know, he'll close up that front leg, obviously, when he goes into the hitting position. The open stance, he'll bring it back in here as the pitch is coming, but he's still quite a distance from home plate.
As you point out, the last at bat, it was as if he jammed himself because he knows he has to go so hard toward the plate to protect the outside. And that pitch comes in, he's jamming himself. Trying to keep the inning going for Trot Nixon, who's on deck. 2 outs and the base is empty. The 2-2 to Jose. In protective mode, he slapped it to second. Cairo throws him out. No score after 7 on the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
Now you can lease a new Ford Focus for just $199 a month with $16.24 due at signing.
I hope it's gonna be alright.
Do you just assume that big boxes are better than little boxes? That the massive big box building suppliers are less expensive than a little box main family business like Hammond Lumber? Well, the Hammond folks will deliver absolutely free. And they will design your project if you order from them, also for free. And Hammond's tools and supplies are priced right every day. In short, when you look inside a little box like Hammond Lumber, you just might be surprised.
Are you the kind of person who wants to make a difference in the life of a child? Care Development, Eastern Maine's most comprehensive foster care service, is looking for those special people who have what it takes to be family stewards. If you've wondered about foster care, but wanted a greater opportunity to impact children and your community, and want to invest in Maine's future, then Care Development's Family Stewardship Program may be right for you. To learn more about family stewardship, call Care Development today. Enrich your life by enriching the life of a child.
Boston Red Sox baseball on Fox 25 is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Log on for low fares at www.southwest.com. And by Labatt Blue, imported from Canada. Look up, see blue.
Tampa Bay, number 1, the second baseman, Miguel Cairo.
Pedro Martinez with 15 strikeouts through 7 innings. Yes, the Major League record for strikeouts in a game is 20, twice by Roger Clemens, once by Kerry Wood of the Chicago Cubs. Strike 1 to Miguel Cairo, who was struck out and had an infield hit. Pedro with 15 strikeouts, matching the total that Wood had in 1998. Clemens was ahead of Pedro's pace today in his 2 20 strikeout games. Here's a chance for number 16 right here. mentioned Tyro started the day the toughest man in baseball to strike out. 3 whiffs in 103 plate appearances. But Pedro has him once today, and now twice.
Once again, Martinez climbing the ladder. A couple of quick strikes on Cairo. He'll buzz the fastball up and out of the strike zone.
Number 4, the center
And no matter what kind of contact hitter you are, that's an awful difficult pitch to make contact on. It looks good, but you can't get the hands up quick enough to make contact.
16 strikeouts for Martinez. Gerald Williams looked at ball 1. He is singled, popped out to the second baseman Offerman, and struck out. One and one the count. Dave Martinez on deck. Fans groan as it's put into play, depriving Martinez of the strikeout opportunity. Sheets throws him out. So if it's a 9-inning game, there are 4 outs left to be made, and Pedro has 16 strikeouts. So he's going to have to strike out everybody from here if he's going to get the 20 in the 9 innings. Of course, once you get by Martinez, the next batter, who's a pesky, put the bat on the ball kind of guy, you do get back to all those 3 swingers. Vaughn, Canseco, McGriff, Castilla right in a row.
Yeah, you get this guy could be the key right here.
Yes. Yeah, you'd like to think at least he has a good chance to get Vaughn again, who's already whiffed 3 times. This is the most strikeouts an opposing pitcher has ever put up against the Devil Rays in a game. Dave Martinez, the batter. 1-1 the count. 2 outs, 8th inning, no score. Dave Martinez has struck out once today. He's hit it in the air for outs twice. 1-1 pitch. Lined into right, a base hit. So if you're hoping for the record, that's not the worst thing that could happen. This is a matter of winning the game, too.
Yeah, that's the thing, Sean. I mean, here we are in the 8th inning, and we're all carried away with Pedro's strikeouts. But the fact is, still a nothing ball game.
But now here comes that row of the power hitters, the home run hitters with the big swings who strike out a lot. Most notably Greg Vaughn. With 3 strikeouts today, 36 for the season to lead the American League. He has struck out 3 times with as many at-bats, all 3 times swinging. Chopper foul. And Seiko on deck, then McGriff, then Castilla. The Devil Rays are a tough team to shut out. They've gone 60 games since they were last shut out. That's the longest current streak in the American League. It dates back to last August 28th at Cleveland. The longest streak in the majors for a team without being shut out belongs to Arizona. The Diamondbacks have gone 103 games in a row without being shut out. 0-1 pitch. Fastball just missed. Devil Rays have 5 hits. Pedro has not given up more than 5 in an outing this year. Oh, boy. A little extra on that fastball.
Yeah, he's still got plenty left, too, here in the late innings. It's just challenge time. Fastball hitter.
Pedro with a chance to match his single-game strikeout high for his career with number 17. The 1-2 pitch with the runner going up and in. The throw down to second. Martinez is safe on a very close play.
Good time to run, too. You've got the whole ballpark. Fans are standing. Everybody focused in on the batter, and off goes Martinez. It's going to be a close play. Little tail on that throw. Looks like he just got the foot in before the tag on the back. Well, all of a sudden, the man in scoring position with the 2 outs.
Well, it does keep alive the possibility of the strikeout to end the inning. The 2-2 pitch, fastball outside. Everybody standing at Fenway Park and hanging on every pitch Martinez throws. Payoff pitch, pulled foul, likely to be in the seats. Vaughn checking to see if he busted his bat. Apparently he did. No, he didn't. Looked like he was hollering back to the dugout. He's going to stay up there with the bat.
He has not thrown him a curveball yet in this at bat. Fastballs and changeups.
Time called. Fans don't like it. Another payoff pitch. Line, pass shakes into center field. Here comes Martinez. Everett's throw is cut off, and all of a sudden, the Devil Rays have the lead. Greg Vaughn, who had fanned 3 times today, lined a 3-2 pitch in left center.
And it was the pitch we were talking about, Sean. It was all fastballs and changeups. Pedro tried to get him with the curveball. And then we talked early in the game about these guys that strike out. He might get me 3 times, but I'm going to try to get him at least once. And that time Vaughn did for the RBI single. 24 RBI now for Vaughn on the season. And the Devil Rays have the 1-0 lead.
And that was a big call as it stands now on that stolen base. Very close play. Martinez ruled safe. And Seiko a swing and a miss. Jose struck out in the first, has fly to left and fly to center. I believe in both of those at bats, Jerry, when he flied out, he had 2 strikes in those counts.
Yep.
And managed to avoid the strikeout. 1 strike pitch. Strike 2. Some of the energy has gone out of the crowd even as Pedro continues to ring up strikes and strikeouts perhaps. The run has changed the demeanor of the fans a little bit. Many of them on their feet with the noise level down from where he was a moment ago with Vaughn at the plate.
Jose loves this too. He's taking his time, sucking all this up.
Pedro's going to take a walk. And we've seen a lot of teams try this. Doesn't seem to bother Pedro very much. Hitters stepping out, trying to take him out of his rhythm. And Sega waiting till Martinez was on the rubber before he even stepped back into the batter's box. Now the 0-2. Jose wouldn't chase. 1 run, 6 hits, and an error for Tampa Bay. No runs, 3 hits, and no errors for the Red Sox. The Red Sox do have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up in the 8th against Traxler. Nixon, Dahlbach, and Everett. 1-2 pitch. Down and in. Off speed, had Jose skipping away from the plate. The 2-2 pitch. Now it's a full count. Pedro has thrown 3 straight balls. Fred McGriff on deck.
Ever since Jose took that walk out of the batter's box and slow to get back in, that time the count was 0-2.
Now the 3-2 with the runner going, hit in the air and left. Not very deep. The out is made. Martinez has 16 strikeouts through 8. But the big play of the ball game right now, the base hit by Greg Vaughn that knocked in Dave Martinez for the game's only run. Steve Traxel heads back to work with a 1-0 lead.
Eric.
Oh, hey there, what's up?
We need to talk. You're dating now, and, well, this is a big night, and, well, you need to be prepared. So I got you something, in case you need it.
No, I'm not gonna need.
Burned it myself.
CD recorder,
Timeless music.
Clarion CD car deck, and music that bridges the generation gap.
Turn on the fun, Best Buy.
The only thing that comes close to the thrill of driving a new Dodge is the fun of saving on one. Now do both during the Dodge Drive into Summer event, where you can reduce your down payment on 2000 Rams with this generous cash allowance, or slash your interest payments thanks to exceptionally low 1.9% financing. The thrill of driving, the fun of saving, and your timing couldn't be better during the Dodge Drive into Summer event, going on now at your friendly Dodge dealer.
The firm loves you.
Nobody can beat our offer. Stanley, please. Just yesterday, a startup in Frisco made a mockery of your signing bonus. A firm in New York laid the smackdown on your 401k, and a righteous place in Chicago made your starting salary look like cab fare.
You know what? I don't like you, but I'll give you what you want.
Cool!
Play your hand at hotjobs.com. All the best jobs and the tools to find them at Hot Jobs. The hottest hand on the web.
Boston Red Sox baseball on Fox 25 is brought to you by your New England Jeep dealers. Jeep, there's only one. And by Best Buy, bringing you the technology to make your time more enjoyable. Best Buy, turn on the fun. Well, we mentioned as we went to the last break, the biggest play of the game, the hit by Vaughn that knocked in the run against Pedro Martinez. But perhaps that's just the second biggest play, because if it's not for this stolen base, and wow, is this call close? The inning's over if he's called out.
I think he's safe, Sean. I think that his toe gets to that bag before the tag by Jose Offerman.
There's the tag. Where's his foot?
It's close.
Yeah, it is.
It's close.
Could have had an argument either way. That's how close it was to Pedro still having the shutout intact, and this still being a scoreless tie. Now the Red Sox have to do something against Steve Traxel. They have the right part of the order coming up to get that job done. Trot Nixon 0 for 2 with a walk. Traxel's given up just 3 hits. All of them singles. We've gone to 2-0 with Nixon. He has walked 3. He hasn't issued a walk since the 4th inning. Nixon swung at the 2-0 and popped it up in shallow center. Joe Williams called off the shortstop Kevin Stocker and made the catch. 1 out. Trot was hoping for a good pitch to hit, but that wasn't one. A little bit too high to do much with it on 2-0.
Yeah, he got the pitch. He got the fastball, but not the location. A little bit too high on the 2-0 count. I'll tell you, you got to tip your cap to Traxel today. As I mentioned earlier, after the first couple of innings, how the heck did he lose 18 games a year ago?
He's had an odd career, that's for sure. 15-game winner 2 years ago. Last year led the majors in losses with 18. Most in the National League since Doug Drabek lost 18 in 1993. Ryan Daubach with 1 strike. He has 2 hits. Singles to right and left after a strikeout back in the first. He's the only hitter in the game with 2 hits. He has 2 of the 3 Red Sox hits. Troy O'Leary has the other. 1-1 on Daubach. Strike. Excellent location again.
I would be surprised, too, if the situation called for it where Garcia Parra would even pinch hit in this game.
Steve Traxel shutting out the Red Sox in his first career appearance against Boston. He gave up 5 runs in each of his last 2 starts at Anaheim and at Kansas City. Strike 3 right down the middle. Throws Daubach.
See, he's got the same thing going against Red Sox hitters that Pedro does. They don't know what he's going to throw at any particular time. I mean, obviously here, Daubach thinking about some other type of pitch because that's just a fastball right down the middle.
That's 9 strikeouts for Traxel, matching his season high. He had 9 in the last outing at Anaheim. In that game, he went 7 innings, allowed 5 runs on 9 hits while striking out 9, and a 5-2 loss to the Angels. Traxel took the loss. He hasn't won since the opener at Minnesota on April 3rd. 2 losses and 3 no decisions since then, and 2 strike 1 to Everett. Carroll has grounded out twice and struck out. Traxel's retired 7 in a row. Would have been 9 had it not been for the error by McGriff in the 6th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, that was a chance there for the Red Sox. Couldn't do anything with it.
That was the best chance. 6th inning, 1st and 3rd one out. Traxel got Stanley a strikeout and Veritek on a ground out to win the inning. The 2-1. He swung at ball 3. The attendance here today, 32,497. That's the 6th sellout of the season. The Red Sox at home, 32,497. They're quiet right now. Everett strikes out. A little anxious in that at bat. Last 2 pitches well out of the strike zone. 10 strikeouts. Traxel's high as a member of the Devil Rays. Score after 8 innings is 1-0 Tampa Bay. This is the Fox 25 Red Sox Network.
She is a mother, a wife, a friend, the one who brings the whole family together. At Days Jewelers, we can show you beautiful jewelry, affordably priced with lasting value. Or custom designed by us for that extra special memory. Let us help you turn your special feelings into a Mother's Day gift she'll treasure forever. For the people you value most in your life, come to Days Jewelers for great values and a whole lot more.
What's important to me is to work in a place where I can make a difference, to be listened to, and to see the results of my efforts. I think that one of the reasons that MBNA is so successful is because our philosophy is so simple. Treat others as you'd like to be treated. To be judged on the merits of my work and rewarded for it. That's what's important to me.
What's important to you? MBNA New England. For career opportunities, call 1-888-473-MBNA.
Tools and equipment. Contractors and industry owe their livelihood to them. That's why when the pros rent, they count on J-Rent. From tillers to tampers, lifts and loaders, stump grinders and steam cleaners, to chippers and sweepers, J-Rent has the right tool for the job. With 35 years in the construction business, the folks at J-Rent know you expect clean, reliable, ready-to-run equipment, and J-Rent delivers. Whether you're the contractor who needs to bring the job in on time, or the do-it-yourselfer demanding professional results, you can count on J-Rent.
29, the first baseman, Fred McGriff.
John McDonough, Jerry Remy back at sold-out Fenway Park. The Devil Rays scratched for a run with 2 outs in the 8th inning. It's the only run of the game. Fred McGriff will swing and a miss with Pedro Martinez. McGriff has struck out, singled to right and grounded to first with Martinez covering. Just tuning in, Pedro has fanned 16 Devil Rays. McGriff hits it very high in the air in right center. Room for Everett and Nixon. It'll be Everett for the out. Tim Wakefield has started throwing in the Red Sox bullpen.
Could be a contrast in styles, wouldn't it?
Number 9.
Wakefield following Pedro.
Vinny Castilla.
Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth. Apparently Traxler's going to try to finish as there is no action in the Tampa Bay bullpen. Vinny Castilla, foul ball. Troy O'Leary, Mike Stanley, Jason Varitek are due up. Castilla has fanned 3 times. Won the count. Castilla 0 for 14 lifetime against Pedro, dating back to their days in the National League. Pedro is one of the best pitchers, and Castilla one of the best power hitters in the National League. They put together over the last 4 years in Colorado 4 straight 100 RBI seasons. Only 2 third basemen in Major League history have had more. Al Rosen and Ty Traynor both had 5 straight 100 RBI seasons. The 1-2 pitch, fastball outside. Vinny Castilla is also riding a string of 5 straight 30-homer seasons. Only Eddie Matthews with 9 seasons in a row of 30 homers and more, and Mike Schmidt with 8 have had more. 2-2 pitch, he struck him out. That's 17 for Pedro, matching his single game high, matching the 17 he had against the Yankees last September in New York.
Number 6, the catcher.
All he's done to Castillo is waste fastballs away from him. Everything else has been either a changeup, a curveball all afternoon. It's the 3rd time he has struck him out on the curveball. The other time was with the changeup.
John Flaherty, the batter. 1 strike to count. Flaherty hits a comebacker. Pedro throws him out. A 1-2-3 ninth for Martinez. He departs after 9 innings to a standing ovation. A brilliant performance, but it'll be in a loss unless the Red Sox can come up with at least 1 run in the bottom of the ninth.